I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the...
What's going on, Bills Mafia, and welcome back to another episode here on the channel here on Madden 23. This is the Buffalo Bills franchise, and this is the Bills Mafia Sit-down show, as we're going to talk about the team so far here in the first 6 weeks of the season, and of course talk about what's going on with the team, what's going on around the league, as well as some strategies and some ideas I have for the latter half of the season. So far, we're looking pretty good here. We're looking very tough. What, 6-0 right now? Probably one of the better teams in the NFL right now. And of course, we've had some pretty good games here. Some close games. Games that we should have lost, but we definitely came back. Especially that Tennessee Titans game is one I can think of that. We pretty much had no business getting back in that one there, but we were able to find a way of winning games, and then just putting a cap on it and just stopping the teams that we're facing there. But for the most part here, I'm pretty happy where we're at right now, because this is a playoff team that should be in the playoffs. Our goal, of course, is to get to the Super Bowl. But most importantly, I think we really need to our goal is to really focus in on, Super Bowl is great and all, but I guess ideally we want to work on getting to the AFC Championship game. So when you got teams like the Bengals, like the Chiefs, which, by the way, Chiefs not playing so well in this series right now, but when you got these other AFC teams that are doing really well of course, like the Broncos right now, our team I'm kind of worried about going down the road here. We really got to focus and do well. And of course, I've been talking about possibly making some trades here. In this episode, you will see some of those trades that I've been talking about here. Some of them might kind of upset some of you Mafia fans out there. I do appreciate the love and support I am getting for the series here, but you might be screaming your head off at me and might want to click on that little red square there, that little X up there above on the right hand side there, because I'm making some trades that I think, like, yeah, we kind of need to, kind of move on from this person, because it's about just, cash. We don't have much cash to do stuff with, and I kind of want to use these players as a chance to get us some draft picks and try to have a good draft coming up in the if not this upcoming draft, but maybe the next draft coming up somewhere down the line. Because I really feel like if we can win a championship this season, then next season, if we're happen to be come up short of winning a championship, I mean, we should still be good next season. But if we happen to come up short because because some of the people are not bringing back or whatever the case may be, at least we have a championship now, and then we can start building onto that afterwards. Not saying that we're gonna after if we win a championship this season, we're just gonna mail it in for next season. No, that's not gonna be the case. It's just where I think that's the strategy I want to kind of use it with, because just in case we at least have an excuse why we're not so great next year. I think because it's really true. I think we have a good Super Bowl team here right now that we have this season. You see, of course, Josh Allen winning the AFC Offensive Player of the Week there in Week 3. But yeah, I really do feel like we have a good team on our squad. I want to kind of use some of the practice players next season. There's about 2 or 3 of them I think that would be very good for us to develop. Not to mention this draft class here. Of course, if you guys don't know, we are using some of the players from the Highland Scotty series, both Highland Scotty players and as well as some players that we played against in that first year, or actually first year or two. I think I added the seasons 1 and season 2 draft class together. Yeah, I mean, there's some things I want to mess around with. I like the idea of us using Moss and Cook in the backfield there. I don't see a future with Singletary, just the simple fact because he's 20 years of age. He doesn't have the speed I'm looking for coming out of that backfield. And of course, you see Johnson, he's a bridge player, so we could possibly go out and maybe even trade him. But yeah, I mean, I just with Singletary there, I mean, he's only 3 years, but he just doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the get up and go. He doesn't have that just that first burst of speed that I'm looking for when it comes to halfbacks. If you guys have been following my series from previous series there, it's just that's what I'm looking for when it comes to the halfback position there. Because we are going to be working on, I think this offseason we're going to be working on a lot of the O-line. Defense I'm not too worried about because we're not losing too many players, I don't think, when it comes to the defensive line, but or just the defense in general. But I do want to replace some players there, and I have some ideas here, which we'll see here in just a bit, because they're young enough and they're inexpensive for us. I think if we have them around for a while, we can develop them, get that extra training that they can get. Then I think there'll be be some key pieces I think that will really help us out going into hopefully this playoff run that we're trying to make, and then possibly going into the next one going into next season. So I'm already thinking about a season from now already. I mean, I haven't checked out for this season yet, but I mean, I'm just kind of thinking about ahead of time, like, okay, what are guys we can afford now, or that we can go after and trade bait with some of the players that we have right now that are very expensive on the high end when it comes to trying to re-sign them. And of course, some of those guys we can easily find if they're too expensive, they'll obviously be in free agency, so we can go after guys in free agency. There actually are a few players, veteran players, I wouldn't mind bringing in the off season there, and that's something we can talk about later on, once we get into the off season of this first year of this franchise. So I'm already kind of thinking ahead of time. I got my whiteboard and I got my desktop, my other laptop with a spreadsheet and everything ready to go for this season, because I feel, like I said, I feel comfortable with some players here. You should see some of the numbers there from some of our defensive players there. I really feel like that we got a good chance to move some guys around, and actually on our team that could actually play another position, so that we can kind of draft for because there's some position wise and draft wise, there's some players that I wouldn't mind, like, instead of you playing defensive tackle, maybe play defensive end, because there's a good defensive tackle that's coming out of the draft that we pretty much got a good shot at getting, we can bring him in and have him play that position. And then of course we're moving some players too in the secondary, like we did with Dane Jackson. You know, we moved him from corner to safety, and which he's been doing pretty good in that position there. So we're going to keep him there for right now, especially with because of the trades that I'm going to be talking about here in just a bit. That's going to be helpful for us because we got him as training. He's one of our 6 players that we're training extra to get those extra XP and get those you know, abilities and stuff like that at a quicker rate. You know, this you know, we're so far it's working out for us for the most part here. I like what I'm seeing right now. And of course, I'm already thinking about how we're gonna get, you know, how we're gonna deal with Vaughn, because, you know, he's signed for 6 years, but I don't see him sticking around for 6. I mean, he might stick around for 1 more year, but 6 years, I mean, Vaughn's old. Like, I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but I don't see him continuing doing what he's doing like he was in, you know, there. Well, you know, like last season with Denver. You know, here he might, you know, if he wins a championship, he might continue doing what he's doing, but then it's again, he might regress a little bit. So we got to start kind of looking at the future of possibly who we can bring in on that same level or somewhere near that level as Von Miller. You guys take a look here at some of the other numbers there for the stats. Hopefully your favorite player, your team is doing well in stats wise. I'm not getting into the stats too much here, because this is basically just a strategy session, and I just want to talk with you guys there. And of course, if you guys have any ideas of what we should do here, who we should go after in free agency next season, let me know. Give me a list down below in the description, as well as go to our Discord channel. We do have a Discord there. Go check it out. There's a section there for this particular series here. If you guys want to make suggestions about players that we should go after, either for free agency for next season or free agent wise, that's in there right now. As well as if you guys want to be a part of this series, that's another way you guys can be a part of this series as well. And there's information on that in that Discord channel there, where you guys can leave your information, players' names, all that kind of stuff in there, and then we can throw you into the draft class. Can't guarantee that I'm going to necessarily draft you, but at least you'll be a part of the series. So, and the same thing goes for any of our series that we have here on this channel or on our second channel as well. There's one right now for our upcoming. We got 2 series coming up. One for a hockey series and one for an NBA series. So if you want to join that one there, you guys definitely check it out. I haven't really officially announced it yet, but you know, at least for here, you guys want to check it out. If you happen to be on there on the Discord, there's a thing on there you guys can check it out and read about, as well as there's a one for our Hot and Scotty series. So if you want to be a part of that, because we're bringing back the Hot and Scotty series. I just worked on a couple of I think I worked on the first 2 episodes, returning that back into the rotation here on the channel after a 3-4 month hiatus. So we're bringing that back as well. So you guys, if you want to be a part of that series, you guys can do that. Not to mention several other series ideas I have for future plans, especially for FIFA coming up. We're doing a FIFA series as well, where you can replace the names of the Youth Academy players there. So anyway, getting off track here. But yeah, we got some like I said, I got some ideas for some trades here that we're gonna get into here in a bit. And I just wanted to make, you know, I think some of these make some sense. And then also I just want to shake up things, just see what things can, you know, because I think for the most part here, with the trades I suggest are made, I think it's going to help us out. You know, really, looks like it's more defensively. You know, we've been talking about, obviously I already said that we traded Devin Singletary. We're also going to be trading Crowder as well, because I don't see a future with him. He doesn't have the speed I'm looking for that he has right now. You know, he's a veteran. He has that veteran presence there. He doesn't really have a role necessarily here with the team. You know, not like a mentor or anything like that to get those extra XP there for our younger players. But you know, he is a player that I think he has good trade value right now. So I try to find a team that, of course, they have the nice little thing in here, that little trade finder, which thank you so much, EA. That's one thing I can say about this year's game. Thank you so much for having that damn trade finder, because, you know, years past, if you played the games before, you're trying your multiple ways of trying to get either some draft picks or trying to find, you know, a player that, you know, on that same caliber as a player that you're trying to give up to, and all that kind of stuff. So, and of course, a lot of these players are going to go. Actually, all three of these three players that we got, or that we're trading, are going to go to the NFC. So none of them are going to the AFC. So we won't see necessarily see these players here per se. I think we'll actually, with one. I think one of them we may end up seeing come to the. We'll actually play them here in actually a couple of weeks from now. It'll be the Bears. We made a trade with the Bears. We almost made 2 trades with the Bears. But I think what we got out of it, we got a player. We actually all the trades that we got a player and some draft picks, either for this year or for next year. I think let's see, yeah, I think we got three picks. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 picks for this coming draft, and then 1 pick for next year's draft. Which that pick there in the it's the 7th round, 2024 pick. But we can easily, you know, have that pick, you know, shipped off to somebody else somewhere down the line, if we want to, you know, depending on how the season goes for us. So I'm already, like I said, I already make moves. Normally I don't do this. I don't do this kind of stuff, but I was centered looking around. I'm like, I want to make some changes here. There are a few tweaks to the team, because there's some areas on defense that I kind of want to make stronger. Because, you know, they say, you know, the old saying is defense wins championships, so I want to make it more defensive heavy, especially with the way how this game plays this year when it comes to interceptions and try to read the defense and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make our defense stronger and better, and just try to have that edge over you know, other teams here. And I think we might have it. We might have it with the guys that we went after, and I think all three players are defensive players, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they're all defensive players. We got a defensive tackle who we're moving from. We're gonna eventually move him from the inside interior line to the exterior line at some point, and then we're bringing in a corner who's going to actually play be a safety. And then, of course, we're going to bring in a outside linebacker as well to help us out in that situation. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll actually make an announcement of it here in just a bit. I know you're anticipating who that is, but, you know, you'll see here. But take a look at, just again, we're looking at more season stats here. And I think for the most part here, I think this has been just this series has been fun put together. Obviously with the intros I make and all that kind of stuff. It's been a lot of fun putting together. Actually working on the Kansas City Chiefs sim series over on the second channel. That series should be up here very soon. I'm still tweaking some stuff, not necessarily gameplay stuff, but some other things that I want to add on to the series as well, because those videos may be a little more lengthier. But I am trying to tweak the format of the series some. So bear with me. I've been trying to flush it out and trying to get it better than than what I've been putting together for that series. Pretty similar to if you've been watching my series with the Manchester United series. It's still that same premise. You know, we have a couple of seasons to get a championship to consider ourselves a dynasty and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, but this one's all simmed. I'm not playing any of it. So it's all simmed, and you guys get to sit back and watch the gameplay and all that kind of stuff. Similar to many others here on YouTube, what they do with that type of particular series. But you see Devin Singletary there. You see we got a couple good options here. A lot of them were really tempting within the AFC, but I was like, nope. I gotta follow my main rule, my number one rule in any sports game, especially baseball, because it always seems it bit me in the ass a lot. And that was never trade within the division, and never trade within the conference. So we got a lot of guys that are going to go. Actually, all three players that we're trading are going to go on the other side They're going to go to the NFC. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, NFC North, NFC West. Actually, 2 of them are NFC West and 1 is NFC North. So, and of course, Singletary is the first one we're going to talk about here. Like I said, a lot of different trade packages here. You know, Kyle Voynier, he's a veteran for the Chargers there, and I wouldn't mind taking that Brendan Jahomes, but you know, they are going to give us a 7th round, you know, 2024 pick, and you know, they're Chargers. I can't do that. That's just not right. This is not right. We can't be doing that because we'll end up seeing him Singletary, and that'd definitely be something probably somewhere down the line next season that he would just be a monster towards us for, you know, trading him. So again, we're looking at, you know, NFC teams, Cowboys. There you see they had a pretty good one there, Curtis there, but I just didn't feel comfortable with his numbers that he had as a strong safety. And of course, that tight end there looked promising there because I was really thinking about moving our 3rd string tight end and move him in the fullback position, or take the guy from the if we got the Cowboys trade there, we're just going to use him as a fullback at some point there. But then decided not to do that. So, you know, this Greenlaw guy, he had some pretty good numbers there. The Charlie Warren tight end, again, could do the same thing with him. He's as tight end with the trade with the 49ers there as well. Of course, Darius Slayton there, of course, a great wide receiver. I think he was in my Giants series there. Had a lot of fun with throwing to him and developing him in the game as well. And that was another one that we were really looking at as well. And then of course Jaguars. So you see some of those. So you know, there's different picks. There was different teams that we're going to. Like I said, we're trying to focus in on more NFC side because, so of course, Jaguars would be out. Of course, obviously the Jets would be out because I'm not going to trade within the division there, and not give you know, any you know, give Singletary any more, you know, be more spiteful towards us because you know that I don't care what anybody says, that happens in games. Especially if you trade within the division. At least it seems that it happens to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But again, take a look at some more of these other ones there. But like I said, this new trade, you know, finder or whatever you want to call it. I don't think they call it trade finder. I think offers or trade offers or whatever it's called. It's a life sentence. It's so great. You know, because now, you know, baseball has it. You know, hockey, or not hockey. I don't know if hockey does have it or not, but I know NBA 2K, of course, started it, and then baseball started it. They put it in their games, and now finally, it's here in Madden. Thank goodness, because it's a pain in the butt trying to figure out a decent draft pick, and you know, trying to go for picks or trying to go after players like that, and they just keep rejecting you. So at least now they give you some options where you can make. That Seattle trade rare forward, that actually looks like a pretty good trade there. And yeah, I actually went in to look at that and see what that guy was all about. And he had some pretty good numbers, honestly, when it came to his ability and his what he could do on the field for us. And not to mention, he could, you know, he's a guy that we probably could, you know, train and boost over time and make some trades. So we do go ahead and trade, and we do go after him. So defensive tackle Ford from Seattle, we trade him, and we get also we get a 24th round, or excuse me, not 24th round, 2024 round 7 pick, and we trade Singletary there. So Seattle looked like they needed some help with the running game there. Of course, they have Rashad Penny and a couple others there, but it seems like Pete Carroll really trying to focus on the running game there because, you know, Drew Lock's not the best ideal quarterback. At least he's just kind of that bridge quarterback till they get one for next season or find a veteran. And then right now we're looking at Poyer. He is so freaking expensive, you guys, in the game. I just could not find a way to make him a little cheaper. because he's been playing so well for us, and this is what kills me the most. That I'm like, to get some good value out of him right now, since he's 90 overall. He's got 3 or 4 interceptions for us this season. And I was sitting thinking, I'm like, but White's doing better for us, and White he's actually bumped up higher when it comes to overall if we move him from corner to safety. So I decided, you know what, that is probably the one we're gonna make. So we end up doing that. Because Pryor has 88 speed, 92 ball recognition there, or play recognition, I should say. So we go ahead and make that trade. So Pryor, the Bills, we trade him for the Bears center back, or excuse me, geez, I'm thinking of soccer. We trade for their cornerback, Jalen Johnson, and we also get a 2023 second round pick and a 2023 third round pick. I could not believe the Bears were offering that. It was funny because I was like, okay, yeah, we'll go for that trade, and I was like, well, no, hang on, I'm gonna look at his numbers. I'm gonna look at numbers of the corner, and pretty decent numbers there from him, if I can remember correctly. Looking at my notes right now, and for whatever reason I don't have the numbers, but he had a pretty good number set there. Oh, okay, here we go on the screen there. See, 90 speed, 90, 81 there, zone 88, play recognition 85. And I was like, oh, he's young, and he's probably hungry, and we could really develop him down the line, and get him at a cheap rate right now, and then we could, at the same time, we could be drafting a person to play safety in the off season here. So we go ahead and go for it. Now, at first, I was sitting thinking, like, okay, are they really going to give us this? Because I tried to go back, but it wasn't there anymore. So I was like, okay, I remember what it was second round, third round picks of this year's draft. So I went back to do it, and yep, it gave it to us. So accepted the trade. So Pryor now, of course, we'll see him in a couple weeks here, playing against the Bears, which I didn't realize that was the case there, because I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, we decided to go ahead and make that, pull the trigger there on that one. Of course, take a look here. We actually, I think it's already shown already here, but we do trade with the 49ers for a player and a draft pick, and 49ers will go ahead and they will get Jamison Crowder, and we will get right outside linebacker Drew Greenlaw, as well as a 2023 fifth round pick there from the 49ers, which we'll see here in just a bit. And this is the trade we're looking at right now. So, like I said, there was some pretty good. Melvin Gordon was kind of tempting as well, but I was like, no, we already got the back. I've already got backs that I want. I already feel like I got backs we're comfortable with. Not to mention, we got a halfback in our practice squad that I'm thinking about calling up and have him help us out in the running game as well. But take a look at some just the other ones here from around the league. I think for the most part here, I think these are pretty good trades. I feel comfortable with them. We'll see how they work out. Hopefully they work out for the best for us. But there you see that's the pick I was looking at right there. We ended up going with that one there because they look like they needed some help in the wide receiver and get stronger there, even though they have Debo and a couple other receivers there already. But it looked like they wanted to improve in that area because that was one of the positions in need. And of course, we need a outside linebacker, a future outside linebacker for us for the linebacking core there. So it seemed like it worked out as a perfect fit there, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully we can get him on the field because I think I am shifting guys around a lot, especially in the depth chart and as well as in formations. So again, we're going to shift a lot of these players around again, and just get them some playing time and see if we can go do what we do with him. This Viking trade as well, that was a good pick. I think that was a good one as well. Harrison Phillips, great pass rusher, could really get a hold of. Look like he had his future of being a pass rusher was going to be good. He had some good numbers there. He looked like he's going to get better. But yeah, we decided to go with Greenlaw there. Take a look at his number, 79 overall. A player that we can easily re-sign if we need to, because he would be pretty. He's still young. He's still got something to prove. So I'm really happy with that. But for the most part here, I mean, this was just what I think our team needed. I mean, this was some pretty. I felt they were pretty good changes. But again, down below, let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know what trades we should have made, or let me know if these were good trades or not, or what other moves I should have made to make the team better. Because to me, it seems like our defense was kind of just sandbagging in some places. But I think if anything, I maybe should have went after some kind of offensive lineman of some sort. But our offensive linemen have been getting better. Week by week, they've been getting better and better. I'm hoping that once we get in the second half of the season, our schedule gets a little tougher. Because like I said, we got Green Bay coming up in the next episode, as well as the Bears. I think we already played the Lions already. I know we play the AFC North here, or NFC North. But yeah, and then of course we got some divisional games coming up as well. We got Jets coming up. We got them, I think, in a 2-week span or 3-week span, something like that. So we see them twice. I think twice in 3 weeks or something like that. But look, star dev there. That's awesome. I think that's the one we need to go with, and we go ahead and go with that trade. So we get that 5th round pick, and like I said, there's some pretty good players I've seen in 5th round. I don't know if this is a late or early 5th round, but there's, like I said, there's some pretty good players there that are. I've looked at a lot of the mock drafts there. Some players have shifted around and moved pretty drastically. So yeah, there's something that we could definitely use. I think that'd be useful for us, for our players. I was even considering, I kind of want to just keep the wide receivers we have right now and just work with those instead of bringing somebody in. But then at some point here, I was thinking, Darius Slayton, star dev, he's young, a little younger, I should say, than Crowder. We could use his services there, but then turn around, I was like, yeah, no, because I really want to develop those 2 young wide receivers that we have right now. And of course, there's one I think even in our practice team that I feel more comfortable with to help developing and get going. So I think with wide receivers, I think we're going to kind of keep it in house unless there's something that just drastically changed during the off season and we can go off somebody in free agency wise. Because like I said, we don't have much money in free agency, but if we happen to make a splash for a big player there, I think that makes sense. I think we may make it. But other than that, I think we're just going to try to stick with I think we're going to stick with the offensive line going into the off season there, and just kind of work on that. We're going to try to see if we can find some decent players with the budget that we'll have. As well as take a look here, Jordan Phillips. There was another player that we're thinking about drafting or trading here. He has good trade value here, but just could not find. I was really looking for somebody for offensive line, and there was just nobody giving out or willing to give up a offensive type of player for our defensive guy here. Who Jordan Phillips doing a great job for us. I mean, the reason why I'm suggesting the trade for him is because he is going to be kind of expensive. So I think after this season we may have to let him walk. But for the most part here, I mean, they would get good value out of him as long as they could give us something in return when it comes to the offensive lineman. Of course, I think obviously offensive linemen are one of those positions where if you have a good one, you just need to hold on to him. So, and I feel almost the same way with Phillips here. We might just have to hold on to him and just go from there. But he is on our trading block, so if something happens between now and the end of week 8, because I think that's the actual trade deadline is, then if somebody really needs them and they're willing to give up what we were asking for, then we'll definitely make that move. But other than that, I think some of the ones I was looking at here, I think we just go ahead and just say, yeah, we'll hold on to them and we'll see how we'll play it out. So, but yeah, for the most part here, like I said, I feel like the trades were reasonable. There wasn't nothing too crazy. Like I said, I don't trade too often, in NFL, unless there is something I like this season. How I really want to make a push for the postseason and get down the here. And like I said, we got a lot of tough games coming up here. At some point, we are gonna get that loss. Hopefully, it's not an ugly loss. Hopefully, it's a close loss. They get us on a field goal or something like that. Because but it's football. So as long as we can make a run here, Patriots are still undefeated here. So if we can knock off Patriots twice and have a good footing in the, that's the only thing I'm really worried about in our division. If we can knock those two off, both home and away, then we got a good shot here. Anything's possible. I'm not saying give up any games afterwards, but if we happen, those are just 2 games we cannot lose. Let's just put it that way. We just cannot lose those 2 games. I don't want to lose those 2 games. I don't want to have a worry about a tiebreaker when it comes to getting the divisional crown and trying to get into the playoffs there. And of course, it would be nice to get for home field advantage, but that's not necessary. We need, because we've seen what we could do before. This team's capable of playing on the road. They know how to win on the road as well. But having that road, having the road, paved through, get to the Super Bowl, paved through, to Buffalo. That's not, I love it. They have to go through us. We're the gatekeeper, so. And especially with the way the Chiefs are playing right now, I think we're the heavy favorites when it comes to AFC. I really do think we are. But at the same time, like I said, Denver's playing very well right now. I don't think we played Denver at all here for the remainder of the season. If we do, that's going to be a definitely good matchup because those 2 teams can definitely see each other. If we don't see each other now in the regular season, then we're definitely going to probably see each other in the postseason. So that is definitely something that we're going to have to be aware of and be ready for. Rolling on here as we get really close to wrapping this episode up. Every coach talking to the press here on this bye week, and of course we have 3 options here. What we're going to do, we're going to be team bonding retreat, or we're going to do just stay grinding, or we're going to do self-scouting here. We got 3 options, of course. With those 3 options, there's going to be something to be lost. We're going to lose an awareness, we're going to lose, stamina, or we're going to lose, I can't remember what the other one was, stamina, or, I think both were stamina. I think those are 2 options. So, we're going to lose something here, but, we got to make the right choice here, and whatever choice we make, it's, there's going to be some kind of negative effect here. So there you see, we're talking about excuse me, the team chemistry and trying to just keep the chemistry going here. But of course, with that team chemistry, with the bonding retreat that we have, we get 10 plus 10 on morale for all the players. But with all that fun and tomfoolery we're having, we're just a little too relaxed, and so we're going to lose -5 in all players in the next game, and that's going to be going up against no other than one of the legends of the NFL, Mr. Aaron Ron Rodgers. Take a look here at some of the prospects there. You take a look at some of the players here, like we mentioned before. We'll have an episode here at some point here just focusing on these scouted players that we're looking at right now. I haven't filled up my board yet. My favorites I enjoy, as you see here, we got a few of them here that I'm liking here. But like I said, we got too many areas in our game that we need to worry about here. Offensively, I think we got that guard and the right tackle and guard situations here that we really need to focus on. I think that's important for next season. Defensive line, I'm not too concerned about. Wide receivers, I'm not concerned about. Quarterbacks, obviously, I'm not concerned about it as well. Maybe somewhere down the line, maybe season 3 or 4, then we start talking about quarterbacks and trying to get somebody in there. But yeah, right now we're not going to worry about that position. But defensively, you know, like I said, with all the shifting that I'm doing right now, you know, outside linebacker is one of those issues that we got to worry about. As you see our national scout here, and we'll eventually have our national scout coming up here. I think it is in after week 8 or week 8, I think it is. We'll assign him to a particular, you know, position there. And like I said, we are going to be working on the outside linebackers, left and right. But then you see all the other scouts there we've been working with. And you know, for the most part here, I think, you know, it's, you know, we'll do our best. Our scouts are doing a pretty decent job for us. We're getting some good feedback here. But you know, we'll just see how things go here, and we'll see what our national scout can bring information wise. Here is the first mock draft. The second mock draft will, of course, will come out right after this one. Once we get into week 8, they'll have that mock up. You see Alex Flanagan, our former quarterback from the High and Scotty series, possibly going to Tampa Bay. Grady Little going to Kansas City. And you take a look, Blanco going to the Giants. And of course, take a look at some of the others here. We'll look and see. And of course, some of these players are mixtures of High and Scotty's players from that series. And of course, just players that it was just in here, just in this draft class alone there. But as you take a look here, yeah, pretty much, I'm trying to see who they got us assigned to. Where are we at? Oh, okay, Dunlap. So that's one of our players, I believe. Oh, no, that's not one of our players. It's a different player, never mind. That was Art Dunlap from Highland Scotty's there. But yeah, a corner, which, you know, I would say we need a corner, but if we got him, he would definitely be probably a safety, just depending on what his abilities were. We would probably convert him to be a safety or some, strong safety or something like that. Or, you know, or he could play corner. I don't know, because right now we have what's his name is strong safety White playing deeper in that secondary there for us. But yeah, that's it for this episode of the Bills Mafia Sit-down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, concerns, or you guys just want to just you know, say, hey, you're stupid, you shouldn't trade those guys, or if you have suggestions, whatever the case may be, please be constructive, please be helpful. Don't be destructive. Just let me know down below. Just be honest and just be nice. But at the same time, you know, just be honest and let me know what you guys think, what moves we should make for possible, you know, pick down somewhere down the line. If you guys got any ideas for those picks that we can go after, or any players that, you know, free agency wise we should go after and try to sign here, let me know down below. Like I said, we don't have much in our cap. I think we have right now free cap. I think we have 19 million. So not much we can do with, but yeah, we'll try to do our best and try to see if we can turn things around. But that is it for this episode of the Bills Mafia Sit-down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a like if you are new to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that sub button to be a sub here to the channel. Of course, hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. Don't forget to check us out on our second channel over on ESGNet plus LP, as well over on our social media, which the links are down below. Of course, check out our Discord like I mentioned earlier. That's a great way where you guys can know what's going on with the series. Of course, future series are coming up, as well as this series. If you guys want to be a part of this series, there is a channel. Go there on the Discord channel. There is a thread there where you guys can be a part of the series on there as well. Just follow the directions on there, and I'll try to get you guys. I'll definitely get you guys in there for the next draft class. So, but that's it for me. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time. Go Bills Mafia.
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.